President Trump is using attacks on the female congresswoman known as the Squad to fire up his supporters. He called out the four lawmakers of color by name at a campaign rally last night in North Carolina. That drew raucous applause from the crowd and a chant based on the president's racist tweet.
Tonight I have a suggestion for the hate-filled extremists who are constantly trying to tear our country down. They never have anything good to say. That's why I say, hey, if they don't like it, let them leave. Let them leave. Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
You can hear it there, the crowd chanting, "Send her back." We're talking about Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. She was born in Somalia, but she is an American citizen. She has lived here since she was a young teenager. Omar responded on Twitter with a picture of her in Congress and wrote this: "I am where I belong, at the people's house, and you're just going to have to deal with it." Major Garrett joins us from Washington. Major, you have seen plenty of these Trump rallies. Did the scene last night surprise you?
Well, Gayle, with you and Tony and Anthony yesterday on the set in New York, what did I say?
Yeah.
I said the president is looking for a replacement for Hillary Clinton. Now, I didn't know when I said that, hours later, there would be a chant coming from a Trump rally reminiscent of the 2016 Hillary Clinton chant, "Lock her up," which was "send her back." But this is consistent with this sense among some Trump supporters. And it's worth pointing out that you can see in the video, not every Trump supporter is chanting that, but some do believe that there is a dividing line in America and that the president is on the love America, patriotic side, and those who vehemently disagree with him are not. Now, I've been to nearly 80 Trump rallies. I talked to Trump supporters at every single one of them. I spent more than an hour and a half with them at the Orlando re-election rally. Individually, they present as patriotic, earnest. They love the president, love the country, believe these chants are somewhat in jest, and are kind of surprised people get fearful about them. That is a dividing line in perception and the way politics plays out. And Trump supporters don't think they're doing anything wrong, even when they chant like this. They believe critics of the president are too sensitive, and they're the ones who are unhinged. It is the biggest, most visible dividing line in American politics.
Major, you know, when you're watching it, I think for a lot of people this is very frightening. I just want to help. I would like you to help us understand why you can't disagree with the president without being called un-American. I just met the Squad the other day. I don't know them. I had never talked to any of them before that interview, and only spent 30 minutes. Not one of them has ever said, "I hate America." Not one of them has ever said, "I don't want to be here." In fact, I would say they love this country so much. They spoke with such pride about being in Congress. They pointed out where they sat in that room and the bills that they passed and the passion that they have for this country and their people and their constituents. So for him to say with a big microphone, they hate this country, that just is simply not true. And it scares me that he's putting that narrative out there.
He's putting that narrative out there, and for the Republican Party, which, Gayle, has become the Trump Party, when the president says you disagree with me, he is essentially saying you are doing something un-American. He regards his supporters as patriots, true American patriots. Oftentimes, election emails sent to Trump supporters will say true American patriots. This is one of the things that's at stake in 2020. What is our definition nationally, collectively, of what patriotism is or isn't? Is dissent unpatriotic? Is that the essential core of the Trump message? Some Trump supporters actually believe that. Others are not exactly sure of that, but it is one of the central, I would argue, primal questions in American politics in the 2020 election. What is our definition of ourselves? What are we comfortable with? What are we willing to live with?
Yeah, indeed. Who are we?
Yeah. Yes.
Who are we? That is the question.
What do we do?
All right, Major, thank you very much. We appreciate the insights. This conversation will definitely continue, but we'll leave it here for now.